From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Well, happy Tuesday morning to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Kruger. Let's get you right to Kruger's Quickcast for your Tuesday, September 24th. As you're heading out the door this morning, looks like you're going to be dealing with a fairly mild start to the day in the valley, mid-60s, but nice and cool for many of the higher elevations, low to mid-50s there, even along the coast, and right around 60 out towards Trinity County. Still looking at plenty of sunshine, even for the coast, but that fog bank is just kind of inching its way closer throughout the day today. Now, I still expect mainly sunny skies for the coast through the afternoon, but by tonight and into tomorrow, you can see it does move in closer here. So probably more in the way of fog here by tomorrow morning as we take you to the coast. Otherwise, still plenty of sunshine elsewhere, and yes, another hot day. I'm expecting temperatures to most likely be over 100, right around the upper 90s, so about 100 degrees here for many of us in the valley. So kind of still hovering around that triple digit mark. 80s and even some 90s for some of the higher elevations, in particular for Trinity County. Inland areas still also hovering around that triple digit mark as well. Temperatures between 65 and 70 degrees for the coast. Now, yesterday, Crescent City actually saw a high of 72 with 66 out in Eureka. No records, but certainly a warm day, and we'll probably be looking at another repeat of that here as we take you into this afternoon. Taking a look at your 7-day outlook, temperatures once again very hot today. A nice dip in the temperatures Wednesday, Thursday. Once you know, the triple digits may be back by the end of the week, but then another dip in our temperatures going into the weekend and early next week. It's that roller coaster ride we talk with these temperatures, right? Now, once we get past today, the coast will eventually be in the low to mid 60s on average through early next week. But once again, inland for Trinity County, for Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and the Eastern Mountains, also seeing that roller coaster ride with the temperatures. You'll notice a few more clouds for many of us, and especially to the north. That's because there is a weak disturbance passing through, not entirely ruling out a sprinkle for some of us as we take you into, as we take you into the afternoon on Wednesday, especially for Del Norte, Siskiyou, and in Modoc County. Hey, by the way, I want to remind you, you can share your photos from the free Weather NorCal app from your iPhone, from your Android. Just search for Weather NorCal in your app store, and you've got the app right there on your phone. And from there, you can also share your photos like Bieber did here. This is Lassen after that August snow, kind of that cold storm system that moved through in August, and it brought us that higher elevation snow. Beautiful shot of Lassen Peak there. And you can clearly see that snow line right there. Just that nice little dusting of snow over Lassen Volcanic National Park, and of course the peak itself. So it'll be another hot day out there today. A nice dip in those temperatures though for tomorrow with that mini temperature roller coaster ride really over the next 7 to 10 days, but no major heat waves and most likely even remaining dry, minus of course that little bit of drizzle as we go into tomorrow. We'll take a closer look at that here in a second. But take a look at the winds. They're really not that much of a concern here for today, but tomorrow, yes, they are picking up from the south. Also in the eastern mountains, you're talking gusts possibly over 30 miles per hour. And then let's take you through the day on Thursday. The winds should subside again. So a bit of that elevated fire weather risk, especially for your Wednesday, but still very dry conditions in the single digits for the valley for today. Tomorrow, you are seeing some slight increases, but still very dry. I mean, even though we're going from 6% in Redding to 15%, keep in mind 15% is still very dry, so that's why we're still going to see that elevated fire weather risk. And then going into your Thursday, once again dry, but keep in mind the winds at that point will die down. So take a look at the fire weather risk for today. It's in the moderate to very high range for the valley, even for central Siskiyou County in Shasta Valley. Take you into your Wednesday, pretty much the same situation. Strong gusty winds and in that moderate to high range, especially for the north end of the valley. So you can see this big ridge of high pressure that's pretty much still in place, and that is the dominant feature. But this cloud cover right here and some cooler air up toward north and west is going to be impacting us really as early as tomorrow. And in fact, as we go into tonight and into tomorrow, there's some of the clouds that we're going to be looking at here for Wednesday morning. And not, of course, looking at that fog, right? But look at this. We're seeing a few showers that are developing. Fairly moisture-starved system, but we could see some drizzle for places like Del Norte County, maybe a stray sprinkle for parts of Siskiyou County through the day on Wednesday, and then going into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, maybe Modoc County, seeing some of that as well. But it's just going to skirt extreme northern California. So if you see a passing sprinkle or light shower in Del Norte, Siskiyou, or Modoc County through the day tomorrow, don't be surprised, but don't cancel any of those outdoor plans. Otherwise, we are seeing the drop in the temperatures and a little bit more in the way of a little bit more cloud cover for Wednesday. Then by Thursday, that clears out. And yeah, we see those temperatures start to go back up again, and it looks like even some of that fog beginning to dissipate along the coast too. But drier than normal conditions are still expected by the Climate Prediction Center. But let's take a look at the trend here. So essentially, we've got a ridge of high pressure trying to stay in place, trying to keep us hot. However, we've got these storm systems coming in from the Gulf of Alaska that are basically barreling over that ridge, preventing us from getting as warm as it would like. So here we go into Wednesday, right? So there it is. You have that nice trough of low pressure. Now, it's mainly pushing through the Pacific Northwest, and they're really feeling the impacts. But for us, we're going from about 100 in Redding to 90 on Wednesday. So a nice dip in our temperatures for Wednesday. But then that moves out. High pressure settles back in. It warms back up again going into Thursday and Friday. Now, this ridge wants to build in, and so does this one. But look at this. We've got this cooler air that's going to ride to the north, right? So it keeps that heat to our south, and it keeps that heat off to our west. Then we take you into your Monday. See how that ridge of high pressure kind of builds in? It heats back up, but then another trough of low pressure right here. So that basically squashes the heat, puts that ridge of high pressure to our west, and takes this area of high pressure off to our east. And as a result, our temperatures don't get quite as hot. So yes, the temperatures just kind of keep going up and down, and Mother Nature can't seem to make up her mind as to whether or not she wants to be hot or cool. So yeah, just that overall trend. But bottom line, we're still looking at above normal temperatures, and unfortunately those dry conditions as well. As you can see here from the Climate Prediction Center, we're still within that warmer than normal category. But take a look at the temperature trend. So yes, we're 100 degrees today in Redding, back down to the low to mid 90s, back up to about 100 degrees by Friday. Temperatures dip, but see how they just kind of go up and down and up and down. Just very slight temperature variances right through next week into that next weekend, but looks like a very nice dip in those temperatures as we get towards the middle and latter part of next week. But again, as of right now, I'm still, even though we're seeing those cooler temperatures, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to see much in the way of rain, if anything. Now, the wave heights, as you can see here, looks like they're fairly low just along the immediate coast, but they do get up to about 8-9 feet as you start heading out. But that being said, there are no more small craft advisories, but still looking at those winds from the south at about 5 knots. Waves from the northwest at 4 feet at 7 seconds, and from the northwest at 4 feet at 11 seconds with some of that patchy dense fog out there. All right, here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Should dodge that triple-digit mark for most of us, mid to upper 90s on average for Trinity County. 82 degrees for Blue Lake today, 99 for Garberville. So you can see those inland areas are still seeing some of those fairly hot temperatures, around 100 degrees for Orleans, Hoopa, and Willow Creek. 92 for Gas Key, 78 degrees for Smith River. Notice more clouds inland and, of course, the coast as well. So especially Del Norte County, northern Humboldt County, even the inland areas could see a stray sprinkle, maybe some drizzle along parts of the coast, but that's going to be the extent of it. And for Tuesday afternoon, you see more cloud cover? Yes, we've got that potential for a passing sprinkle through the afternoon on Wednesday. But today, still plenty of sunshine, temperatures upper 80s and even some mid 90s in there. For Modoc County, once again, you'll see a little bit more cloud cover on Wednesday, maybe a passing sprinkle on Wednesday, but today, yes, dry and fairly warm. We're getting in the mid to even upper 80s for some of those warmer spots. Eastern Mountains, I've just got some high clouds. You should not expect to see any showers on Wednesday. And of course, today, still plenty of sunshine, 80s and 90s for your daytime highs there. For the valley to the south, temperatures just kind of hovering around that upper 90 to 100 degree mark here. 99 degrees for Los Molinos, Corning about 98, and Chico about 99. Yes, some of you could touch 100 degrees, and some of you in the north end of the valley could touch 101, maybe 102. 95 for Whiskeytown and Lakehead, 100 in Palo Cedro, and Red Bluff about 99 degrees. So looking at your 7-day outlook for Redding, you can see we're 100 degrees today. A nice little dip in our temperatures Wednesday, Thursday, back up to 100 possibly by Friday. And then we see our temperatures go back down again in the mid to upper 90s for the weekend and into early next week. That is your morning update. I'll be back at noon for your afternoon forecast.